Let's just go ahead and jump right into the meat. I hope that you know when you watch my channel, you're watching a channel or a person. You're watching a person that is living on a higher level of thought in an everyday practical way. With that being said, we are going to talk about Kanye, but the first thing I want you to question, take him out of your mind and question your mind and ask yourself, what does mental health and mental wellness mean to you? What does it look like to you not to be mentally well within yourself and within other people? Because you can rationalize and input logic into anything, and that's fine to be a free thinker, to have free thoughts, okay? That is okay. Where the question should be raised is when you have to bring those ideas into society. Are you doing harm or are you doing good? And that's a lot to just unpack in that one situation, to acknowledge that the media in this situation is a big factor, because he did the video with the long documentary with Charlemagne the God, 418, and then a few days ago he did the TMZ. The first interview, the real interview, you got a real insight into this person, and I have a new level of understanding. Number one, he talks a lot about an Eastern way of thinking. That's number one. So he has knowledge there. However, the main thing is this: before number one, this man has admitted to having a breakdown. He has admitted to being on medication. On the TMZ video, he admitted that he was supposed to be on 3 medications a day, and now he's taking one of those for the entire week. Put that in there, okay? That's not to dismiss anything that he said, but I want people to take the edge off of misinformation. Now, it was disturbing to me, and I'll tell you why it was disturbing to me and why it's probably disturbing to a lot of people, because there is, unfortunately, and I hate to admit it, you can dispute me, debate me. I wish I could be proven wrong, but there is a such thing as a black experience in America. There is a huge thing. I waited to be 34 years old in a $300 jacket, eating a $70 piece of steak, to be called the N-word in a derogatory way in public, and nobody did a thing about it. Nobody raised arms, and I'll share that story time in another situation. Also, I am friends with a lot of supporters, know a lot of supporters. I live in Houston, Texas. There are a lot of Trump supporters here. What has always come up when they talk about it is certain names, and Kanye's name is always in the mix of it. Oh, people don't like him because of this, they don't like him. That's like such a small issue, because I'm not into politics. I truly believe that life and change happens in your heart and in your home, in your living room. That is so important to recognize that. I don't care who you vote for, what you do, how you think about it, not even what you worship. It's what's really in your heart and the things that operate under the roof of your house. I'm telling you that through and through. That's where change happens. So to know those things, and that's my context, that's my perspective. What disturbed me about it is that every African American, every person that I see in my skin right now that is making the news, is making it in a way that makes it harder for me. Okay? Take that how you want to take it. What happened was, when I'm around all these different cultures, I get to see my culture in a different way. I think that's happened to Kanye too. But what I recognize is that the media has us real negative, y'all. We baby mamas. I had a white man tell me, "Are you pregnant?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "Are you pregnant?" Because black women are always pregnant. Like that kind of. That's what's in the media. We rappers, we athletes, we murderers in Chicago. We murdering each other. Then we get mad when a white person kills us. Those are the kind of things that incite debate and hatred. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of that. I'm not that. I am a person that's working hard just like the next person, but because the media and certain people, even of our own skin, come out there and put more kindle on that fire, it makes it harder for me, because they just waiting to see, oh, what you think about Kanye. Nothing. Nothing. One person does not define us, but when there's so few of us talking, the few people that do get to talk should know it is going to carry a weight. Whether I want to acknowledge it or not, somebody's going to bring it to me. They're going to put it on my radar, and I'm tired of it being something like that. And I want to bring it back to being in the living room, because I don't agree with what he's saying at all. I think that he really misspoke. You know, I really do. I think that he has hurt and created a lot more devastation than what he recognizes. But I'm more upset with the people that say that they love him, because let me tell you something. Ain't no mountain too high. If you in my family, if you my long lost cousin, I am not going to allow you as a celebrity to walk into the office of TMZ and say anything when I know you're supposed to be on medication. There is no way. I have no... Really? And then for people, regular people, sane people supposed to be, to take that stuff and then fodder on it, is inconsequential to the fact that this man is supposed to have people that care about him. And do y'all really think, seriously, now let's get real, do y'all really think that they're going to allow him to run free with his money and the family secrets if they are allowing him to come out here unguarded and unprotected, knowing that this is what he's talking about? He's talking about his breakdown being a breakthrough. He's talking and admitting about the fact that he's not getting therapy. He's using the world as his therapy. And one of my best friends, she said, girl, you know, there's a lot of truth about our community that the world is not ready to see. When you live on the golf course and different kind of communities, you do have an obligation, which is so unfortunate, so undeniable, to show up better than, because you know people are trying to cash you back down to back then. So for somebody to gain so much of a platform and to use it in that way is disturbing. And I can see where people are upset, but I challenge you to elevate your mind. To elevate your mind and your family and your loved ones, and to look around and see if there's people in your own household that need protection, that need covering, that need to be sheltered, because he is a living example for me of what it's like not to have people to care about you, or that people that you can talk to before you just go out there and just become rogue, as he calls it. Because I want to be rogue. You know, to say that something was a choice, hey, me going to my job every day is a choice, but sometimes I feel like I'm still back on the you know, that place where they had the cotton at, because there's a lot of things that I don't want to do and I'm forced to do just to eat, you know. And I'm more likely to get to certain places where there are more people that look like me, and it's a fight and a challenge to be around people who don't look like me, not because I'm fighting them, but because they're coming from a place of what people are talking about, not from what they have experienced. So yeah, there's a lot of meat in this video, and I am passionate about it. I do forgive him, just me and my own thought process. However, the hurt that he has put out there and the red meat that he has given to people who want us to do some things that he may not even know. I mean, when you live in society, it's different. You can say whatever you want to say if you don't live in society. But when you live and work in society,